And so, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us today, this evening. What we will try to do in this meeting is have a look, perhaps from a different angle of the usual point of view about the human brain. We look at the human brain in the Kabbalah, in the Jewish mysticism, like it's the fruit of the tree of knowledge of bad and good. But this is only one aspect of the mind. It's duality. But this duality is composed from two aspects, the feminine and the masculine. And the interactions between them, between the two halves of the brain, the two hemispheres as they are called, or the masculine and the feminine side of the brain, the interaction between them everything depends upon these interactions for worst or for best. So the left side is the intellect. We call it understanding. The right side is intuition, and we call it wisdom. So the interactions are also between wisdom and understanding. And they have to work together. There is no wisdom, nothing to share without understanding. And there is no new understanding without the act of wisdom. So, if you look at it, the left side, or the masculine, is represented by a triangle pointing upwards. And the right side is represented by a triangle pointing downwards. This left triangle is the masculine and the right triangle is the feminine. When we are synchronizing them into a balance formation, they create together what you know or identify as the Star of David. So the Star of David represents the synchronization of the two hemispheres of the brain, or the balance between the feminine and the masculine aspects of being. That's what we will try to do first, talking about this union. And if they are synchronized, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, the feminine and the masculine, if they are synchronized, they co-create what we call the third brain. And the third brain we call knowledge. When this brain, this kind of brain, is born, he has the capability of connecting with the heart. And this is another synchronization that we will do in the meditation between the mind as a whole, as a being, complete being, masculine and feminine energies, connecting and synchronizing itself with the heart. So first we look at the right and the left side of the hemispheres of the human brain and see the qualities that they hold within. The left side, the masculine, is logic. And on the other hand, the right side is imagination. Logic and imagination, they have to work together. So the left side also see the world in sequence, things happening in a linear thinking. And the right side, the feminine, sees the world through holistic thinking, not linear, through intuition. So the left side is dealing with the facts, sometimes obsessed with facts, and the right side is with feelings and visualization. The left side is thinking with words, and the right side is thinking with vibrations, with feelings in thinking, sensing, rhythm, vibration. So that is in general. And if you are, and I have to tell you right in front that when I'm talking about feminine and masculine, it's not, I'm not talking about men and women. If you are a woman, you can have a strong masculine aspect in your being. And if a man can have a strong feminine aspect in his being. In fact, when a woman is connecting with the masculine aspect of her being, she's more complete. This is the divine femininity. It includes masculinity and vice versa. A man should try to reconnect with his feminine side, with his feminine aspect of his complete being. This is what we need in these times. We need the man to reconnect with the feminine side inside of him and vice versa. So if you take this in consideration, now we can say that the left brain is more verbal, analytical, and orderly than the right brain. You can have these qualities in yourself, and it doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman. When you think in this way, analytical, verbal, in order, in sequence, then you are using your left brain or your masculine aspect. And if you are, and we call it sometimes the digital brain, because it thinks like a computer, something like this. I think they invented the computer and reflecting the left brain activity. So on the other hand, the right brain is more visual, intuitive, and creative. So if you haven't developed intuition, then you work from your right hemisphere. Let's look at another things that in the differences between the two hemispheres of the brain. One interesting fact, talking from the left brain now, dealing with facts. So one interesting fact about the brains that they don't develop at the same time. The right side or the right hemisphere of the brain is developing earlier than the left. And what happens is that it leaves the left side more susceptible to environmental influences during development. And this is a very interesting and a crucial point to understand. All the programming, all the imprints in the early development of the human being, man or woman, male or female, is in the left brain. The left brain is the programmed mind. He is a creation of the environment, and the interaction between the human being and the environment, including the environment, includes people that he meets in his life. Influences that are coming through events and people. I call it the man of the world, which means that this is the man or the human being that the world or the interaction with the world and the environment have created. From the left brain, it's mostly a response or interpretation of the environment. And he deals with the environment and he sees himself or have a perception of himself through comparing with the environment, reacting to the environment. So from the left side, or the masculine, what is my worth? Am I better than someone else? I see my value through comparing myself with others. But what you have to understand is that all the programming is in the left brain. What does it mean? It means that we have a complete hemisphere of the brain that is totally free. So if we can reach it, if we can engage with it, so we can have a taste of free thinking, free will, or even pure consciousness. Most of the world today, because of many factors, is with the left hemisphere dominating the right hemisphere. And you can look at it in this way. The situation today, when you look at couples, is like having a circle, one circle, which means in front is the left aspect, hiding behind him is the right aspect or the feminine aspect of reality. We have to make a separation in order to know and learn each other. That's what's happening now. And in the end, they will not hide each other. They will have balance and cooperation between them. That's what we are trying to do.